Good morning, all. Can someone please confirm if my screen is visible to you?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. We already waited for 5 minutes, so we can start. Guys, yesterday I shared some IDs with you. Did any one of you try to log in and check the portal? Specifically talking to those people who to whom I have shared the ID. And under Sunil's subscription, we created few IDs. So any one of you tried to log in, guys?
Yes, I just did. I was able to log in. I'm on the first page, like the login window, where I can see all the options.
Were you able to see the subscriptions? I
Not
think
yet.
he
Let
has
me
only one
check.
subscription. Okay, were you able to see resource groups?
Mm, on my scope. Mm,
Okay, that's okay. We'll save
no.
that. We'll do that together. Yes, guys. Anyone else? I shared it for many people. Prabhat, Sonali, Sharmili, Shahrukh, Sohan, Sam, and Sunil is
So
the
yes,
owner.
I just logged in and I'm
Mhm.
able to see the subscription and resource group as well.
Great. Are you able to see other resource groups also, or only yours?
No, other resource group as also I can see.
Okay, great. Fine, guys. So let's proceed. Before I start with the questions which I shared yesterday, I'm hoping you guys have read about it. Do you guys have any doubts, any questions, any concern on what we covered yesterday? Yesterday, we discussed about Azure Active Directory, MS Intra ID, their roles in RBAC, IAM, subscriptions, resource group, and access hierarchy. So do you guys have any doubts?
No.
Okay, then I can ask some questions to you and then we'll proceed with next topic. So can someone answer what is RBAC or IAM roles? As in, I'm not asking the roles, right? What is it? Can someone define it? Yes, Manzoor, Hanif, Prabhat, anyone? Yes, sir, Prabhat.
RBAC is
Hello.
roles are provided to users. Uh, I mean, based on the users' roles, access are provided. Azure access are provided to the users.
Uh,
RBAC, that's role-based access control. That is what you're looking for, right?
right. So see, guys, anyone else would like to try before I explain?
Basically, RBAC is uh, granting access to users or roles. Maybe I can say.
So RBAC is
Hmm.
the role-based access controller. IAM is the identity access management. So we can grant access to Azure resources according to the requirement. Means according to department-wise, we can split the role and we can assign to the specific role, and then they can control or they can do with those resources according to that role, specific resources, and at the subscription level, and we can assign those roles.
Yes, guys, this is the correct answer. If someone is asking you RBAC or IAM, at least give the full form first. What is the RBAC? What is the full form? It's role-based access control. IAM, identity access management. Why do we use it and what is the scope? Scope as in subscription, resource group, and resources. We can apply it at these level, not in Azure Active Directory. So this should be the correct answer. Your answer should comprise full form, usage, and scope. Okay. Uh, if you just give very lame answer that it is used to give access, what kind of access? Azure Active Directory access? What do you mean by Azure access? Azure, it's to us. Azure has Azure DevOps also. Will it give access to Azure DevOps? No. It will give access. What is the scope of access? Subscription, resource group, or resources. and at least give full form. Okay. Can one of you name few RBAC roles, 2 or 3 RBAC roles? What are the roles we studied in RBAC?
Can I?
Yes, please. Anyone?
So these are the owner, contributor, and the reader. These are the roles.
Right. Guys, are you getting the questions?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, the next question was, what are the scope of RBAC? But I think that has already been answered now. So I'll skip that. As I've sent these questions, after explaining, after sending these questions, if we are not able to answer it here, trust me, it will be very difficult when it comes to interview. Sorry. Okay. The next one we had is, can someone name few Azure Active Directory or MS Entra ID roles?
Can I?
Yes, please, guys. When I say anyone, please unmute yourself and feel free to speak.
So we have global admin rights and global reader. So for global admin, we have full rights like edit and reading and writing. And under reading rights, user just can read. User can have reading access.
Okay, a follow-up question to that. Being just a global admin, can I create a resource group in subscription? I'm a global admin. You said I have complete right? So I'm a global admin. Can I create a resource group?
We cannot create a resource group at subscription level. If someone has a global admin access, that person should have access at subscription level as well.
Perfect. Okay. A user has an owner access on subscription level, right? With no role in Azure Active Directory. Can that user reset password for some other user?
No, he will not be able to reset the password at user access level because he do not have the access to Azure directory. He has the access, but he does not have the access to create or delete the password.
So where should we assign some access to him? Under IAM or
Azure
where
Active
should I?
Directory.
So what
Azure
role can I?
Active Directory.
What role can I give him?
Global admin, full rights.
Yes. Answer is correct, guys. Though it's not always the global admin. Global admin is the highest, right? I told you guys when we start going on practical, go on the practical ones. This is, let me log in for you and I'll show it to you. Technically, answer is correct. Global admin will definitely able to do it. But just if I want someone to reset the password in account unlock, I'm not giving him or her global admin. Global admin is way powerful role. But if you give someone global admin, everything else will be covered for sure. If I have a user, right? And if I want to give him some role, I can check here first what roles he has already. And this user has no role. Now I want him to change the password. So if I give him global admin, everything will be covered, no doubt. Everything, all these things will be covered. All these. Right? But I want only password reset, right? So I can have, I'll have to read here. कि कौन सा देना सही रहेगा. Then I can come up with some, let me check if we have some user administrator. Here it is, user administrator can manage all aspects of users and groups, including resetting the password. Right? So I can give him a role, something like this. But if I give him global admin, this is already covered. But that is too much. If I want him to only reset the password, why will I give him the global ID role. So you guys will have to go ahead and read this once, not all of them. ठीक है, सब नहीं पढ़ना, मुश्किल से 2 या 4. Global admin and global reader, they are very famous. At subscription side, owner, contribution and reader, they are very famous. So interviewer may ask you, क्या ये तो सबको ही पता होता है, even if you have done the course, आपको पता होगा. If you have actually worked, give me some other role. तो एक तो अपने अपने हिसाब से कोई भी रोल्स ऐड कर लेना, उस हिसाब से we will create a story that okay, once I got a call, or once I got a ticket, once I got an email, or once there was a situation where we were trying to do this, but we did not have sufficient role. Then I research about it. I read an article. Then we came to know that, okay, these 2 roles are required, and we applied these 2 roles, or we requested our AD team to depends के किस तरह के इंटरव्यू के लिए जा रहे हो. आप खुद को AD टीम से प्रेजेंट कर रहे हो, then you'll say you did it, or you'll say I asked my AD administrator as your AD administrator, please assign these roles to me so I'll be able to do this. तो कोई भी अपने अपने 1-2 रोल्स उठा के उसके ऊपर एक स्टोरी हम बना लेंगे. सो जो बेसिक रोल्स है, right, the 3 roles, not basic actually, they are admin roles, but very famous roles: owner, contributor and reader. And at the Azure Active Directory type, global admin and global reader. Apart from these roles, in subscription level, find 2 roles where you can create your story, and at least find 1 role in Azure Active Directory where you can find your story, when you can build your story. So it could be Office Apps Administrator. You can say I was responsible, or we had a new hire who was supposed to be responsible only for Office apps, nothing for nothing else. So we assigned him this role. Right? So you can read about this and pick your role and create your own story. We'll create one story. हर कोई अपने अपने role के हिसाब से इसको ये कर सकता है. So I hope this is clear, guys. Still here? Yes, guys. Yes. No. Any doubts? Any questions?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll go ahead and check the portal today. But before that, I want to show you something. Because we were looking at regions, etc. Right? So let me go ahead and show you one virtual machine. If I'm creating a virtual machine, I try to create a virtual machine or any resource for that matter. One thing which is mandatory, it will ask me, it's region, right? As of now, we will take whatever the default region comes and will proceed. Or I can explain it to you, what is region, etc. And then we can proceed. How do you guys want to do it? If you think it's too much of theory we have learned till now, we'll do a practical. Region क्या होता है मैं बाद में समझा दूंगा. Or I can explain what is region. It will take today's session, पूरा session चला जाएगा. And then next time we will have to start the practical. So how do you guys want it?
Theory first.
And they are not interconnected, guys. Just because you don't learn what is region, it is not going to impact the learning, और वो किसी एक order में सीखना बिल्कुल जरूरी नहीं है. Yes, guys. So do you want the theory first or practical?
Practical.
Okay. Someone said theory, someone said practical, but just to let you know, we will be doing practical. Why? I was just hoping that if someone is getting this in their mind or not, because the subscription which we have taken, guys, that is limited for 28 days. And if I do not teach you a practical today, ये वाला week आपका waste हो जाएगा. So definitely we are doing practical today. I was just checking if someone has that logic, that reason, that rationale behind it, कि कोई answer में इसको add करे. We're going to do practical because we already have our subscription, which is valid only for 28 days. Right? So region, when we explain, I will explain this map, geography क्या होता है, region क्या होता है, वो सब we'll do that later. First, let's get started with the practical. This is my account, so I'll skip from this. I'll show it to you with the practice account which we have created. So you guys have to go to portal.azure.com. You will get something like this. Meanwhile, Deepak, have you created your subscription and users?
No, Shilpa. Actually, even I was getting an error. I was using Zed's account, but I was getting an error of too many requests. So I created a new with my account. So I'm just doing the users.
Okay, once it is done, either send it to me or upload them here with their passwords. Right?
Yes.
When it comes to
Yes.
my name, you can assign me global admin.
Global
This
admin,
is very frequently used shortcut, guys. Can you see the screen? So you can use you can assign me global admin plus owner. So whenever you see GA somewhere in Azure Active Directory contents, it is global admin. Right? So assign me global admin and owner at subscription level. Now, whenever I write owner, guys, I will not be writing that at subscription level. Right? I won't write this. Now I'm expecting you guys to understand that when I say owner, can I be owner at Azure Active Directory? Yes, guys, can I have an owner role at Azure Active Directory?
No.
No. And can
No.
I have global admin at subscription level?
No.
No. So
No.
when I
no.
say global admin and owner, it is implied, it is by default that we are talking about global admin at Azure Active Directory and owner at subscription level. It is implied. There should not be a follow-up question in that. Even in your interview, if your interviewer is saying that, okay, I want to have owner access, what are the steps? Do not please ask that owner access at Azure Active Directory or subscription level. He will think you do not even have understanding के owner होता कहाँ पर है. Owner role, it is very specific to your subscription, as in subscription वाला hierarchy, right? Subscription के under resource group के under resources, right? So do not ask this follow-up question, not in the training and not in your interview as well. Is that clear, guys, to everyone? That you should have this clarity. इसको 3-4 बार आप पढ़ो तो क्लैरिटी आ जाएगी कि कौन सा रोल कहाँ पर है. If someone is saying that assign him global admin or global reader, there should not be a follow-up question that is it at subscription level or is it at AD level? That should not be the question. You should always remember this one. Global admin, whenever the moment I say global admin, it is implied that it is in MS Entra ID or Azure Active Directory. When I say owner, it is implied that it is at subscription level or resource group level or resource level. Yes, you can ask this question if someone says, give me the ownership of subscription. वैसे तो word में subscription आ गया. Even if you have some doubt, you can have a follow-up question. Okay, do you want it on subscription completely or on some specific resource groups or some specific resource? And if they say subscription, okay, then you show them the steps. By the way, steps are same. We saw it yesterday. We'll see it today also. No matter on which resource you go, assigning the RBAC roles, so they are same. The steps are same. If I go on subscription, pick any subscription. If I have to assign any role, RBAC role, I'll have to come here. IAM or ये same steps होंगे. If I have to assign a role someone on a resource group, I'll search resource groups. Let's say we are assigning to Samir. I'll have to go to Samir's resource group. And then again, options are same. And you always have to keep an eye on the left-hand side. Here you see the navigation, the map. Where are you? So where are you now? You are at resource groups. Which resource group? Samir resource group. And under Samir resource group, you are in IAM RBAC. Even if it is some particular resource, let's say, I don't want to give any access to resource group, etc., but just to this machine. That you should be able to shut down this machine. ये जो start का button है, it will look like as a grayed out if you do not have, if you have only read access. But I have hired you just to shut down the machine and turn on the machine, nothing else. So you will have to come to this machine and then IAM here. Similarly, so no matter whether it is subscription, resource group, or resource, right? You will always go for IAM. Is it clear, guys? The steps and options are same for every resource. Yes, guys, any doubt? Any question? Yes, no, maybe. Is it clear? Not? Do you want me to repeat? Guys, are you able to hear me?
Yes, yes. We can add
Yes.
the resource group by the uh, by logging the resource, by clicking the resource group, and then we can add any user from this Active Directory, right? Could you please repeat that process again practically?
No, practical will do, don't worry. I have not, guys, do not think कि मैं practical आपको ऐसे सिखाने वाला हूँ that मैंने 4 क्लिक कर लिया और आप लोगों ने सीख लिया. That is not the way we are doing practical. I'm not talking about the practical. Is the concept clear? This is not the way I am teaching you practical. Don't worry. आज पहला practical करेंगे, you'll understand how I teach the practical. Click by click, I'll be explaining it to you.
Okay,
So I wasn't
got it.
teaching you the practical. If you didn't understand the practical, it's okay. That wasn't the aim. Is the concept clear to you? कि RBAC role कहाँ पर assign होता है, कैसे assign होता है? Is the
Yeah, yeah.
concept clear to you?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I have doubt.
Hmm.
Uh, One is yesterday. Maybe it's cleared yesterday. Why we require intra ID? Because we can add roles in a resource group. And I have one more doubt. That second, how many resource group we can add under the subscription level?
Okay. So the first question, how many resource groups? N number you can add, thousands of them you can add. There may be some limit of 5,000 something. Even I'm not sure. We can simply do a Google and it will give us. But I've never seen that ऐसा किसी को error आया हो that इससे ज़्यादा resource group आप add नहीं कर सकते हो. Okay. So N number of resource groups you can add for sure. Next question, why do you want to add users to Azure Active Directory? Can someone answer this question? Let's see your understanding, guys. Why
Yes,
can I not
some
have
of them.
yes, who wants to try?
Yes, yes. So the thing is here, basically that when the user is, when the user account is created, until an user account is created in the Azure directory, that person will be not shown in the subscription. So whenever a user want to use some resources or want to add in the subscription, that person should be added in the inter ID or in the Active Directory, because Active Directory is kind of database. So until that person or the that user is present in the database, he won't be able or she won't be able to access the subscription or whatever the resources in the Azure portal.
Great. To answer your question, resource group, there's a limit of 980 resource groups we can have per subscription, but that can be extended. So that is not a hard limit. Do not rely on that. 980 के बाद होगा ही नहीं. But yes, there is a initial limit is 980 on resource group. And that information I just got from Google. For this kind of information, I will never rely on my OneNote, because my OneNote I update whenever I take training. Now I have got to know this information. I will update my OneNote with 980. But tomorrow Microsoft send some upgrade, or they can increase the quota and they will say, ठीक है, आज से आप 1200 resource group रख सकते हो. So never rely. This kind of information will always go ahead and check Microsoft's website, and we will always rely on that. Not even on my OneNote, कहीं पर भी नहीं, कहीं पर भी नहीं. Right? We'll always refer to Microsoft articles. So it is 980. But again, I'm telling you, it's a very soft limit. I mean, you just send an email and they will increase the quota. So you will never see that problem के resource group नहीं है इसलिए एक और subscription हम कर रहे हैं. Another one, Razak explained it correctly. In layman term, if I have to explain it to you, let's imagine that this is your apartment, this is your flat, this is another flat. These are the amenities in a society. So if you want to utilize that, you will have to enter to the housing society. Right? So this is your entrance. Your presence should be there. आपको अंदर आना है पहले. First, if it is your guest, you want to open the door. This is your, let's say, let me pick up the pen. Let's say this is your apartment. Okay. This is your bedroom. This is your hall, etc. You are expecting a guest. You want to show everything to your guest, right? Your guest wants to access bathroom here. This is everything is fine. But to reach to your apartment, your guest should be allowed by the security guard at the main gate of the society. अगर वो society में ही नहीं आ पा रहा है, so how will he come to your apartment directly? Right? This is in very layman language. Technically, we have already explained. Is it clear? Did you get it, Nihal?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Anyone else, guys? Any doubt?
No.
Okay.
Soil I have one doubt.
Yes, Razak.
Uh, Soil there is an identity access management. So, what is the use of that? I mean, what is the difference between the IAM and RBAC?
There's no difference. We discussed this in detail. There is no difference. They are two names for one thing. RBAC and identity access
Okay.
management, they are the same thing.
Okay.
And we did this
Yes.
in detail that what are the RBAC. Look at this. We have already written here IAM, identity access management, which is also known as RBAC, resource based access control.
Okay.
बट पोर्टल में आपको हमेशा IAM दिखेगा, पोर्टल में RBAC जैसी कोई चीज दिखेगी नहीं, but they are same thing. They're two
Okay.
names for same thing.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So now if I have to log into Sunil's subscription, I'm referring to this one. People who have already got the access. People who have already got the access, this one. I think there's some new version, so I'm not saving my changes here. I'll close this one. So this is the file. Prabhat, Sonali, Sharmili, Shahrukh, Sohan, Sam. Okay, and I've just created my account so I can check your work. And these are two, not from our classes. Okay. I mean, they are from previous batch. So I still help people if someone is asking to practice, etc. Because this 16,000, trust me, guys, you will not be able to finish, including all of this. You guys will not be able to finish. So sometimes if they create an account and you need required help, you can always approach. I'll make sure that someone gets the subscription to practice. Okay. So you guys will have to go ahead and log in. People who have already logged in, that's good. If not, you'll have to go to portal.azure.com. वहां पर आपको जाना है, आपका यूजर आईडी. Click next. You'll have to type in your password. You can copy your password from here. This is the password, initial password you guys have, right? And the moment you type in your password, you will be asked to change your password. Why? Because here I have set up your password. Now, even I know your password, right? So if you do not change your password, if that is not mandatory, I will be able to log in. I don't have to wait for you. Right? So the moment you log in, it is a mandatory thing and you can't even change that you will have to change your password. And I told you, make sure to use same password everywhere. It will be easier to remember. वो पासवर्ड रीसेट वगैरह में ज्यादा टाइम वेस्ट नहीं होगा. अदरवाइज प्रैक्टिकल कम करोगे आप और पासवर्ड रीसेट वगैरह वो ज्यादा टाइम वेस्ट होता रहेगा उसमें. सो whatever password you want to select, इसी को चूज करना. आगे हमारे प्रैक्टिकल में जो रिसोर्सेस पे पासवर्ड लगेंगे उनको भी सेम ही सिलेक्ट करना. एंड सेलेक्ट समथिंग which you can share. Why? Because if you can share, it is easier for me to check your homework, see what you have done correctly, incorrectly. There is no dependency. Let's say I am checking your homework at we're talking about a virtual machine. Virtual machine में आपने एक user और password बना लिया, right? आपने बना लिया and then I'm checking that at 3 AM. किसी तरह से मुझको टाइम मिल गया सुबह 3 बजे, but I'm not able to log in. So how will I check? So it's always better to keep the same. Everything should be same. Only for training, right? It doesn't apply. It doesn't apply to this one. Production. वहां पर एक अलग आपका पासवर्ड वगैरह का पूरा एक अलग टूल चलता है. I'm just talking about the specific training. So try to keep the same password. इस चीज का पासवर्ड आप अलग रख सकते हो. Everyone can keep a separate password if you want. If you think you can remember all the passwords, रख लो. And do not update your password here. Even if you're keeping it same, do not update here. I don't want other people to log in and then make changes something and then you say, यार ये मैंने नहीं किया, मैंने तो correct किया था. That should not be the case, right? But rest are just instructions. You feel free to deal with your password however you want. Now we'll start from this. Sunil and Deepak, you guys can focus on this especially. Okay. Is it visible? Whoever asked me to zoom. Guys, is it visible? Do you want me to zoom in more?
Visible.
I hope you guys are not
Visible.
using phone. Okay. So, guys, when you log in, you will see this pop-up. And what does it say? It says that security defaults are enabled to keep the organization secure. Follow the prompt to set up the multi-factor authentication method to protect your account. Can someone tell me what is MFA or multi-factor authentication? Not in terms of Azure, in general.
That is
Give
an
an example also.
authenticator. Yes, that is an
We get an
authenticator
OTP.
basically. That is an authenticator which add the one more security layer uh, to the Azure or any system. So with the help of this authenticator, it will just prompt us to give the OTP. So Microsoft Authenticator. These are the example of MFA.
So more than password, we have to key in maybe an OTP which we receive uh, on our phone or something like that.
Yes, simple guys. It's multi-factor authentication. What is multi-factor? It clearly means more than one. Earlier, if I have my user ID and password, it was more than enough to log in. Nowadays, even if I have a user ID and password, the moment I type in my user ID and password, especially for banking application, even if you have user ID and password, and if you're trying to send some money or do something in someone's account, it will ask you for another layer of authentication. It could be one-time password. इट कुड बी सम एप्लीकेशन जहां से आप उठा के वन एक उसका कोई पासकोड वगैरह डालोगे. इट कैन बी अ हार्डवेयर डिवाइस ऑल्सो. एचएसबीसी देता था बहुत पहले. आई एम नॉट श्योर इफ यू गाइस हैव सीन इट और नॉट. वो लोग गले में डालकर घूमते थे, उस पर एक रैंडम नंबर चेंज होता था 6 डिजिट. एवरी 30 सेकेंड वो 6 डिजिट नंबर चेंज हो जाता है. नाउ इट इज वी हैव सॉफ्ट टोकन. उसी का सॉफ्ट वर्जन अवेलेबल है. सिमेंटेक है, गूगल ऑथेंटिकेटर है, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट ऑथेंटिकेटर है, एप्पल का अपना एक ऑथेंटिकेटर है. राइट. सो मल्टी फैक्टर ऑथेंटिकेशन इज नथिंग. But to log into your account, you should have two factors. One is password, another one is either OTP, passkey, thumb impression, could be anything. People who try to log into the Gmail account, which I have shared for YouTube, right? The moment you log in, it will wait. It will ask me that, do you want me to authenticate it? Though you have ID and password, multi-factor authentication allows me to control that वो ID password से सब ही नहीं login कर ले. It should be allowed only where I press allow. So a pop-up comes to my screen. The moment you try to log in, a pop-up appears to my screen, and then I say yes, allow. Then you guys are able to log in. So these are multi-factor authentication. On this page, it is asking that, do you want to secure your portal with multi-factor authentication? As in your administrator, in this case, Sunil has already defined, वो by default ही जो है ना ये होता है enabled होता है. That is what it is saying. Security defaults are enabled. इसलिए ये multi-factor authentication मांग रहा है. Now, if you want to do the multi-factor authentication, click on next. Then it will ask for your telephone number, etc., etc. OTP आएगा, verification होगा, वो सब होगा, and you can have the multi-factor authentication, or you can install the Microsoft Authenticator. ये एक application है. You can install that, and then you can go to setup, click on next, and उस ऐप से आपको इसको स्कैन करना पड़ेगा, और उसके बाद से वो दोनों सिंक हो जाएंगे. And every time you log into your Azure, you will have to type in your user ID, your password, and the one-time password which you get on Microsoft Authenticator application. This is your MFA. And if you do not want multi-factor authentication app, you can choose different method. What is a different method? Phone से भी हो सकता है कि every time I try to log in, I should get a phone call. वो भी हो सकता है. Every time I try to log in, I should get a text one. Phone call, I think it's only available for US. And when we go for India region, let me see. I think they have made it available for every. Initially, phone call was available only for US, but nowadays it's available for India, for any other region. Not getting any separate pop-up. Otherwise, US के अलावा कुछ आप select करते थे, यहाँ पर एक pop-up आता था that only US will have the phone call facility, and other countries can have either text facility or authenticator app facility. So if you want to set up your phone, yes, you can do it using your phone as well. But here in this case, guys, we have this subscription only for 30 days. And most of the time, I will be using your account to check something. You may use someone else's account. We'll be practicing. So do you think it's a good idea to have extra layer of security here? Do we really require this?
No.
No.
So what I'll do, ask later. Ask later तो मैं कर दूंगा, but ये कितने दिन मुझको ऑप्शन देगा डिले करने का? 14 days. 15th day पे it will compel me that you have to do it. Without that, you cannot log in. Today, if I do ask later, I'll be able to log in. It is not a compulsion for me to do multi-factor authentication today. But after 14 days, it will be a compulsion. So how to get rid of that compulsion? Now, how to get rid of that compulsion? I already have it here in my OneNote. I'll show it to you in next session. We only have 1 minute left in this session. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'll answer in the next session. If not, I will stop the session and start it using the same link without any break.
Sure.
Sure, we can
Okay,
start
guys, then
next session.
I'll stop and we'll start that without any break. Thank you.